Thank you. Thank you for everybody joining us on our live today. This is our live masterclass. Our masterclasses are based on topics that are very close to me. And as we all are evolving, and I'm very much on my own evolving journey, topics that really touch the core of relationships is what really comes through for me, which is why today we have chosen a very deep topic, and that's the power of perception. It really is about pulling ourselves back to really become curious of who we are, how we show up, why do we do what we do, and also knowing that, oh my God, there is no fixed way. Where have we entangled ourselves in fixed beliefs that don't serve us? Where have we taken on beliefs from the way we were raised, from the parents that we are modeling, and what are we passing on to our kids, because we are constantly role modeling. So a beautiful opportunity for those of you joining me today to really question that. So if you've got a paper and pen, I love that you do that. Take down notes, points will come through, and towards the end there will be a Q&A. So feel free to put it in the chat section in the Zoom. So we are broadcasting live and we are here to serve you. This is for you. Reach out, ask questions, really allow yourself to dive deep into the core of who you are, because you are the center of the relationships that you create. No matter how much we want to project it on the others around us. Yes, they have done you wrong. I know so many of us have had experiences, and that's what the human experience is about. The human experience is about being challenged. Again, there you go, perception. How do we view and perceive our challenges? Where are we making it about the other person who has done us wrong? I'm not saying that they haven't. By all means, I'm very sure when I hear your story, they have done you wrong. I have stories in my own till brought me to this point in my life where I have been done wrong. However, how we choose to perceive our situation is our choice. And when we recognize that, we take back our power. And that's what empowered parenting is about. So today, even though we're talking about teens, because that's where I want to direct this. I want to share with you my journey with my raising my teens. But coming back to this is so crucial to every relationship. So allow your mind to be expanded, allow your mind to be curious, and allow yourself to be challenged, because challenge is only a perception. So behind every challenge is an opportunity. And I invite you to see the opportunity in the challenges that come up for you today. So thank you to all of you joining us. I am going to share screen shortly. Lovely. Can you see my screen, guys? Lovely. Beautiful. So power of perception is what we are sharing today. And the reason why I chose teens is because if you've got younger kids, you are going to come to this prime time of teens. And I do believe that all of our parenting journey is highlighted to bring us here to this point of raising our kids while they are going through the biggest transition time of their lives. So as we do face challenges as we're raising our kids as toddlers, as tweens, all of that does come across. But however, when we do come to these teen years is when we find ourselves challenged in parenting them, because they are challenged themselves. It's that part of their lives where they are questioning their own identity. They are looking for where they can claim back their power. And unless you are an empowered parent who knows your own power, you cannot, that's where the struggle really comes through in being that powerful parent that parents their child to stand in their own power. Lovely. So to start off with, I want to bring it to your complete awareness. And this is a saying from Albert Einstein. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Perception is powerful. Let's recognize we cannot change something if we don't know that there is a problem with it. Look at the areas in your life. Look at your relationship with your teen. Could be a relationship with a partner. Where you are at this wall that you feel you're faced with, it cannot be resolved in the same thinking that you are at now, because it was created by the thinking, by the perceptions that you hold in this moment. Let's be completely aware of this. This is very crucial to this journey. Like I like to start with every one of my presentation as a bit about my own story. And as I share my story, I would love for you to think about what your story is. I was at that place where I was busy, very exhausted, overworked, burnt out, felt unsupported, felt like I had no clarity in life. Nothing that I did felt good enough. Victim, 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 chaos, chaos, chaos was the theme of my life. Today, yes, credit to this journey I've been on, credit to the perception that I have made the choice to take on, because none of us are free of challenges. We have all had our share. And I do believe that the greater the challenge, the greater the opportunity for growth. So allow yourself to open yourself up to really get on track with what is possible in your own life and what is possible in your relationships. So today, because of the work that I do, the programs that I run, the intensity with which I dive into emotions and really nipping it in the bud, I am very pleased to say, very grateful to say, and so filled with joy to say, I am in charge of my emotional triggers, and it is a true experience of freedom. I thought freedom meant financial freedom. Freedom meant not having to work that many hours. What I didn't realize that true freedom really meant freedom from my own blocks and my own emotional baggage and my own emotional density that kept me stuck. And it's all with the stories that I created. And the freedom that I experienced from being able to be free of emotional triggers allows me to have the freedom I have in all other areas of my life. So let's come back to taking charge of our emotions. Our emotions are who we are. We are emotional beings before we are human beings. Emotion is nothing but energy in motion. So taking charge and getting control back is key, which is what this work and this journey and where I take parents today allows me to have these experiences, and the parents that I work with have these experiences too. So it gives me safety to feel and express my own emotions, and which in turn we give to the people in our world what we have. And so we are able to raise our kids and enjoy relationship with those around us, feel free to express and feel free to feel emotions in a safe manner. It allows us to create greater trust and confidence in ourselves. And I love saying this, that the best gift you can give your child is a parent who has greater trust and confidence in themselves. And really we come back to as we shift our emotional states, we come back to our natural state, which is our dominant state of joy. Peace, calm, and joy is our natural state. In this state, we feel no resistance. The reason why we feel the resistances in frustration, in anger, in disappointment is because they are not a natural state to us. So coming back home to our own self is the journey, is true freedom. Lovely. Any questions? I am just looking at comments here. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Lovely. Thanks, guys. So power of perception in parenting and why it's so crucial to our success in our role as a parent. First thing, recognize that our perception is our choice. Our perception influences our ability to respond to life experiences, and in this case, challenging experiences. If we step back and have a look at what perception are we allowing, you will find that the challenges that you see are driven by your perception, which is your choice. It gives us awareness of our own triggers that we feel within ourselves. Our triggers, we can project that my mom triggered me, my kids triggered me, my teenager pushes my buttons. Where do these triggers lie? Where are these buttons? They are within us. So coming back to the power we hold within ourselves, our choice to respond and not react is ours. It's our choice. We can choose to respond or we can choose to react. And reaction means in frustration, in anger, without tuning in, without holding space for our own emotions. Whereas we have the power to respond when we have acknowledged our own selves, when we acknowledge what's coming up within ourselves. And then there is power in responding and not reacting. It allows us to have that greater trust and confidence in our own parenting. So what are you what are you focusing on? Tell me, in this given moment, what are you focusing on and what meaning are you giving it? If you'd like to unmute yourself and share, I would love to hear. What are you focusing on and what meaning are you giving it? Rachel, do you have something to share with us? Tell us about the challenge with your teen. Would you like to share, Rachel? Oh, you'll have to unmute yourself, sorry.
Hi. Yeah, the challenge with my son is he's too much screen time, and I'm worried about like his mental health being, because his isolation. Isolations is no,
especially with COVID, yeah?
Yeah, like there's no friends. He's already not much friends, but with isolations, it's like
it's making it worse. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
So because our topic is perception today, I'm going to get you to think about and become curious about, you mentioned very beautifully, you mentioned that you are afraid of him becoming isolated and not having enough social interaction. And what was the other fear you mentioned before?
His mental health-being.
His mental well-being, because yes, addiction to gaming does affect, the addiction does affect our brain and the way kids can perceive information. There's so much research out there of how it affects their ability to even tune into their own emotions, and they can be very quick to react, and anger responses. So many effects we hear today, and which is what brings us to fear. There is fear when we watch our kids, and when we want to correct them, we need to recognize where are we coming from fear, knowing that the fear is valid. However, fear-based parenting, when we parent our kids from this energy of fear, tell me, Rachel, if you experience this, that you find you can't get through him, because when we parent them with fear, they put up a wall of resistance because they can't connect. So is that right? Do you find that when you parent, the words you use, because your thoughts are, oh my gosh, my child's going to face mental challenges, is going to face social issues from being stuck on a screen, and the external situation around doesn't make it any easier. So as we are parenting from this thought, which is driven by our perception of this problem, we are bringing fear into energetically, we are bringing fear into our parenting, which is what our kids are resisting. So how can we choose a new way and new perception, which is still true and allows us to connect with our child and allows us to respond to them in a way that they are receptive. So I will be getting to that in my slides. So hold on to that and take notes, because there's some good tips coming for you of how you can parent from love-based parenting instead of fear-based, because the opposite, the flip of fear-based parenting is love-based parenting. And yes, the fears are very true. I'm going to say that at the outset. The fears that we feel are very true and very valid. However, it causes our kids to resist our parenting and causes our kids to not be receptive, especially if you're raising a child who has put up a wall. They are resisting your parenting that's coming from fear. Our perception can change that and flip it to parent from love instead. And I will share with you how you can do just that. Lovely. So, so what are you focusing on and what meaning are you giving it? Thank you so much, Rachel, for sharing. So let's recognize this, that our words, your words, impact your child's perception of themselves. So when we are parenting them from fear, our words carry a negative impact on our child's perception of themselves. Our journey here, this is my belief, is that our journey here is to raise our own, to recognize our own worthiness. And as we raise our kids, let's be mindful of where we are supporting their worthiness and where we are not supporting it by our negative words. So we hold power. There's power in our perception, and there's power in the words that we parent with. And if that journey is to recognize our own worthiness, to live our true self, and to be in alignment with what we are here to be, to release all of our limitations, our fears, our doubts, which is how we want to raise our kids and how we choose to live our own life, then we need to question how we are impacting our child's life with these negative words, and which is coming from fear, which behind the fear is that perception that we have of the situation. Our child needs to be heard and validated. So let's address their need to be heard, to be validated. Very core. Often when we are parenting our kids, our teens, we are so wound up in our own emotions that we fail to allow them that space to be heard and validated, which comes from a big need of us having the need to be right, because we know we are right, don't we? As a parent, we have the best interest of our child. Again, perception. Is this perception serving our child? Yes, it's true. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's true and it's false. There is no right, there is no wrong. It is whatever we perceive it to be. Lovely. Thank you to all of you coming in and watching. Thank you guys for joining us. Hey, Kirsten. Hey, Trish. So your thoughts are influencing your perception. There is no right or wrong, and it's all perception. And what's really important is the environment that you surround yourself with. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they in victim mentality? Who do you find yourself speaking a lot with? It could be that you have attracted a tribe in the moment, but my challenge to you is how can you be aware of the influence of your tribe, of your environment around you, and how can you make a new choice and surround yourself with people who serve you? Here are some tips on how you can take back your power to create your relationship with your teen on your terms. Lovely. Like I said, straight up, emotions, emotions, emotions. Whose emotions? Your emotions, and then your teen's emotions. Our kids retaliate, and they resist us using their emotions. And it's like a battlefield of emotions. Their emotions flare up, rage up, And because we have not managed our emotions, we are battling our emotions with their emotions. So really allow this to sink in. Emotions, emotions, emotions are key to our relationship with our kids, relationship with our partners, relationships with our own self. The block, the reason why we don't feel like we are parenting in our most natural state, which is joy, is because we are strained by these emotions that we haven't learned to manage as yet. Our thoughts come from our emotions come from our thoughts and the meaning that we give our thoughts. Let's recognize fear-based parenting. Where are you bringing in fears into your parenting? And you can recognize them as you watch your child resist them. Instead of resisting your child back when he's challenging you, when they are challenging you, ask yourself, is there fear? Is there fear behind behind my parenting? Is there fear behind my perceptions, my thoughts? And is this causing these emotions to come up within myself? Magnify and amplify. What we are magnifying in our kids is what we amplify in them. If you are magnifying your fear that they will be mentally challenged, that they will not have social interaction, that they will make wrong choices, that they will have wrong friends, that they will, they will go into drugs, they will make poor choices. Our fears, as we parent from this, we are magnifying them, and we are putting that power on top of onto our child's to be amplified. So let's retract. Let's go back to basics. What are qualities in your child that you can choose to magnify? Go back to basics. You might find this a big struggle at the start when you have had so much, you're so clouded by all of these negative emotions. It might take time, and that's fine, but just decide to choose. Paper and pen before you go to bed. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is clear after you've had a few moments to meditate. In my 12-week empowered parenting course, my emotional mastery program for parents, we have practices at the end of every week where we tune into how we can shift this perception and bring back and amplify what we want to create in our relationships with our kids. We work through emotions, we nip those emotions that don't serve us off the bud, and we are surrounded in an environment of like-minded parents who are on a similar journey. If this is something that you are keen to find out about, Kate, can you please put it in the chat box on how you can find out about emotional mastery? I'm going to put it in the link in Facebook too. So powerful, guys. Surround yourself with people on a similar journey where we have practices every week for 12 weeks, enough of time to rewire your mind, because what we are magnifying is what we amplify in our child's life. Let's take back the area of control. So often we have our attention on our kids, on their behavior, on making them want to change their behavior, on getting them to make new choices and do things and listen to us. It is not our area of control. Come back to our own area of control. What do we have control over? Let's master the area where we have control, because when we shift our behavior, when we shift the way we react to our kids, their behavior changes. It is the sure short way of changing behavior of our child is by coming back to our area of control. Look up locus of control. Locus of control tells you how can you internalize, take back your power, and not be an external. Don't allow your locus of control to be external, because when it's external, you're giving your power away. You're counting on luck. You're counting on somebody else to come in and save you and rescue your situation. It is not an empowered way to go about. We're wanting our child to change. We're wanting them to change their behavior. We can bring back our power, take back control by making new choices within ourselves, because the only person we have any control over is ourselves. Your natural state is joy. So if you're not feeling in a joyful state more times than not, assess through the day, through the past day that you've had, through this week. It's Friday today. Through this week, where has your natural state been? Have you been in a joyful state? Have you been in a frustrated state? Have you been in a lack of clarity state? Where have you been? Because your natural state is joy. And if you haven't been in your joyful state, you would inevitably feel the resistance, you would feel the incongruence, you would feel drawn to emotional patterns and addictions to shut down and suppress emotions. Your natural state is joy. So click on the link, book in your chat. Let's bring you back to your natural state of joy. Well done, guys. Here is our thought model that we love to bring up to parents to get them to see how what sits behind our thoughts is our perception, and our thoughts are what generate the emotion that create our thoughts, lead us to feel the emotions in our body, which lead us to then take the actions that we do, which give us the results. Look at the results you have around you. Your results were created to start off with your perception of and your thoughts. Your thoughts were driven by the past experiences that you have had. If you are not aware and not conscious about them, they are being led by your past experience. They are being led by unresolved emotion that you haven't dealt with, and which is what's caused the triggers that you feel. Lovely. So in order to change your relationships, you must change your perception. Lovely. So let's have a look at what your story is. How are you going to use this work to create your new reality? Just shifting between screens so I can bring you back to what I want to share with you today. So unmute yourself and share with me. If you have a question, I'm looking at lovely. We have parents already booking in. Well done. Little bit about me. I am the founder of Empowered Parenting. I am a mom of 2 teens. I work to facilitate and support parents on their journey. I have a whole range of a toolbox that I use. I'm a trained emotions coach, and I use a range of modalities to support parents to shift this emotion, to come back and take the power back in their relationship. Some stories of some beautiful parents that I have worked with, where they have moved from feeling the struggles into coming back into greater clarity, greater trust, and having new experiences with themselves, with their kids, and recognizing where we have been a victim and coming back into new patterns where we are more empowered and be victorious and courageous and face life in a true free way of living. Deep dive into what empowered parenting is and how we work. We work in 2 parts. Yes, we apply strategies on how we can parent in new ways, but we also train parents and support parents on how they can remove this block that is coming in the way of them parenting their kids in their best possible way, which allows them to no longer react, but to respond, allows them to hold space for their own emotions, which allows them to then hold space for their child's emotions. So we take you through a journey where we raise your awareness of how you can, what is your emotions, why do they show up, and what you can do and how to do it to release the hold that these negative emotions and that take you away from your natural state, which is joy. It allows you to address your core need of your child and not their behavior. So you're no longer responding to their behavior, but responding to their core need. And our goal really is that your child feels like they're winning and you feel like you are winning too. Lovely. And with that, we have got, yes, you've got the link everywhere to book in your qualifying chat. And we have our next big event coming up, which is our workshop. It's our 90-minute parenting workshop. It's happening on the 24th of August. And at 7:30 p.m., the link to join our workshop is in the chat and in the comment section. Beautiful. So Q&A time, guys. Open up. Lou, what did you learn today? Share with us. Unmute yourself. It's so lovely to have you join us. It was great chatting with you, and was great to hear things and transformations that have happened in your life, honey. So share with us.
I think I just need to change how I am perceiving what the big changes that happened. And just not be that victim anymore.
So tell us about that victim. Where do you find yourself still holding on to victim?
Like it still frustrates me, like little things like, you know, my daughter had her birthday last week and no text message, no card from her dad. And I don't get how you can do that to your child.
So I want you to, brilliant. And that's very true and very valid. I don't want you to ever think that I'm saying it's not valid. It is very valid. However, become aware of how this affects you as you show up in your parenting. Your daughter is feeling into your energy, and she's feeling into your disappointment with her child, which is something that we want to not give that to her. So what you're saying is true. It's very valid. However, let's have a look at how this is serving your relationship with your child and the energy you bring into your parenting. What new perception can you have, which is still true, but serves you and serves your daughter?
I don't even know why I still get disappointed at it. Like, it's been 5 years and he's never once done anything, but it still frustrates me.
Lovely. You know why? Are you ready to know why?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I'm going to ask you to take responsibility. Yeah. So your brain is addicted to patterns, and we are addicted to emotions as much as we are addicted to. So we get a fix from emotions. And if we've been in challenging situations for a long period of time, we need to actively shift our environment, take new pathways to rewire our brain, to create that new reality, to create a new addiction, to come back to our natural state of joy. Does that make sense, Lou?
Yeah.
So you are naturally drawn to frustration. You are naturally drawn to the dense emotions. And even though that situation has changed, we are still, if it's not this, there'd be something else. I challenge you to see that. If this is gone, you will find something else. Your brain, your subconscious mind will find something else, because we are addicted.
Yeah.
So most certainly encourage you to, this is why I've created my 12-week program. It supports parents right through to get them in a whole new environment and challenge those thoughts and bring them to a new practice, new energy, new way of transforming the path of their life. So I look forward to having you. I'm having you on the program. We have chatted about this before, Lou. So I look forward to that. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That's brilliant. It gives a good idea of perception and our addiction too. Rachel, what stood out for you today?
I just feel like I really appreciate your time, and it just bring it back to like, although learning about parenting, but it's learning about my own emotion, and it's
absolutely. This is empowerment. This is where we take back
Yeah.
our own power. Brilliant. So what's one biggest learning you learned today? Because when you share, everybody else has aha moments as well. So tell us what you learned today. What is one change you will make after today?
Yeah.
What is one change you will make after today? I think we're losing your reception, Rachel.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you. Yeah. What is one change you will make in your parenting after today?
I would like to bring me back to the joy base. That what you mentioned. That
Your natural state of joy.
That's where everything that you want to create or you want to go there. So like if I'm not there, I just need to be mindful of where I'm at and how
Lovely. So the resistance that you feel,
nurturing my own and just with.
correct, and observing through the week, how much have I been in my natural state and how much have I resisted and been in states of frustration? And because this is what causes dis-ease in our body, because we are in a resistance. We're not in our natural state, which is what today a lot of science is proving is what causes dis-ease and diseases in our body. So allowing our kids to show up, to challenge us to be our best self. Our kids, through their challenges, are challenging us to come back to our natural state. Because can you imagine your parenting if you are in your natural state?
Yeah, I think that you would be a lot clearer and you would bring like it. You don't bring your emotion and put it on the child. And if I'm not stressed, if I'm not exhausted, if I'm not or anxious, then I would take, like, if my kid come and challenging me, I can see it a lot more clearly.
Absolutely, because you are tuned in.
Yeah, I would be responding, not reacting.
Brilliant. Well done. Thank
For
you
me,
so much for sharing. That is amazing. Yes, Lou?
For me, in the last like 3 months, I've noticed a massive shift where I am more happy when I'm with my daughter, and we're like in week 7 or whatever of lockdown, so we're together all the time. But I break down when she goes to bed. That's when my frustration comes out.
So you are using it as an external. So your locus of control is external. So your daughter is giving you that. So we need to bring you back to your own. It is that's too much to be expecting on your daughter. She's going to grow up and she starts having her own reactions. She's going to look upon you to have your own ways of managing your state.
So
yeah.
I'm
Great observation. Well done.
To not let her see those sort of sides of me. So
yeah, so be careful about that, because kids are pure emotion. They may not see it, but they feel it.
Yeah.
Yes. So you know that, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah. So often we think, oh, we're not saying things in front of our kids. We are doing it. Our kids are pure emotion. We have to go back to our core and shift our state to be the parent they want us to be. So thank you, everyone. This was our half-an-hour masterclass. We've gone slightly over time. It's been such a pleasure to have you all join us. Thank you for those who have joined us on our live. And we're going to stop our live stream.